you do a good job, you'll get some.
Of course, and we are here. And we are here with a very important man. I'm taking the spotlight now. You know, Mr. John Collins. I remember. That's the man himself. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right, lovely. And we are here with the lovely narrator, Miss Rena Mills.
Narrator?
Yeah.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Basie. Good afternoon to the viewers. Remember, please like, comment, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to tip.
You know your smile takes away everything off of this camera, eh?
What, it takes away someone's bad day.
Yeah, it
I
does.
know that.
That's what I'm saying. The camera is having a bad day and you just take it away.
Yeah, right. Right, so I am at my relative's house.
Of course.
My cousin, who do not want to appear on camera, and her husband, Mr. Collins. And just being in the presence of Mr. Collins, that's what made me just grin in a way, you know. I know.
He's a man of etiquette.
And class,
and
too.
class.
Mr. Collins, how are you?
No. Your compliments is overwhelming. You are making me blush.
Oh, no, don't you blush. How are you doing today?
Oh, fine.
Thank you very much.
And a lot better having you around.
Oh, thank you. And we feel good having you around too. Thank you very much for agreeing. So up here on our Explore Carriacou and Petite Martinique, where we try to showcase everything about Carriacou and Petite Martinique, our culture, our history, and everything like that. So when you're speaking to a senior, what's the first thing that comes to mind, Basie? What do you think he's going to speak about?
Long ago.
Long ago, we are all excited about hearing 80 plus. Wow. I wonder if I live to see that amount.
Look, a cat coming in the house.
DJ Fabulous is here too, right?
Okay.
So let's get into the meat of things. Mr. Collins, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
You're doing fine, I can see
Yes,
that.
man.
Let me pinch you.
With you,
Sorry,
brother.
boss.
Miss Mills, as I said earlier on, man,
Uh-huh.
with you around, I couldn't feel anything but feel good.
Thank you very much. Why?
Yeah,
I remind you of your friend Gifford Mills.
of course. Yes, your granddad, my friend, your granddad. He was something else. Why? Directly or indirectly as a tutor, and indirectly what you can gather just by sitting around and listening to him.
He's very knowledgeable. You teach people things.
Of course.
What do you remember most about him?
Oh, the simple things that are not so simple.
For example?
You say things that if you're hip enough, when you go home or when you go back to school, you'll have to go maybe to your grammar book, history book,
Yes.
to see what Cousin Gifford was saying.
Yes, that's true.
And I think that is very, very, very good, very uplifting. Even when you become big boy, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, you could go and try and there are things you've heard from him that when you remember, according to the situation you're in, it puts you on the right track.
Like I'm going to do now. Child, take out your clean hands from a dirty shirt. Take out your...
What?
Yeah, you got it right.
No, I have to go over. Take out your...
Clean hands
from my dirty
shirt.
Yes.
You got it spot on.
Take out your clean hands from my dirty shirt. I remember that. I remember at 32 time. What was another of his favorite phrase? Take out your clean hands.
It's like this. There could have been a discussion in motion, and he was on the hockey. Oh, he was on the stage. Oh, yes, same thing. too much a Cockney in me.
Okay.
Yes, and instead of simply saying no interruption, he'll hit you with a nice
Yes.
word. No procrastination.
I remember that. No procrastination. And I remember you're not so quantic enough to vindicate under any capacity. He was a big old man too.
He's not a big word man. He was a man who made use
Of
of the words he knows, the language he speaks, which I guess he was taught by enslavers. And he made use of his vocab.
That's true. He had a great sense of humor too.
Of course.
And very strict.
So that's where
That's another
Fabulous
thing.
get it from.
Yes, that's where Fabulous got the big
Okay.
one from.
You
Right.
see, and it didn't take away from giving you a bit of leeway to have fun,
Yes.
because it gave you a leeway for fun will not inhibit his staunch, unstrictly.
Yes. Yes.
I ain't saying that.
I know what you're saying. So he was someone who liked riding his donkey and he went to various places. Do you remember some of his friends?
Yes,
Any names you can call?
yes,
And where
he's
are they
got
from?
friends. The friends I know that
Oh.
I can allocate and say these were his friends were the guys he visited at Montreal Junction.
But stick up in there.
Is
So I know that your wife is from Montreal and grandpa's wife is from the same household too, Montreal. Y'all didn't used to bounce up at that time. You was too young.
no,
But you
me and
just-
cousin Gifford never bounce, man.
Right, but you used to
Out
sit down
of
and
class, out of class.
But you all go in the same house, eh?
You can say we all been. Well, it's not. No, and it's not the same house. Cousin Gifford would have been to my wife's grandparents' house.
Yes. Yes.
And
Because-
then I've been to
Dependent.
his brother-in-law's house.
Right. Because your wife is
His brother-in-law.
right. So you didn't bounce up. All right, continue going.
No, we didn't bounce.
So
Hey,
tell
what
us about
what
Big Road.
happened? What happened? It's why I can talk on his behalf or talk about him the way I do is because being a little boy and this man always coming in my village, in my main junction, riding a donkey.
Big road.
Yes, big road we call it. And as he enters the rum shop, which after a while I got to know, it's his brother-in-law's shop.
Yes.
You
Uncle
understand?
Solomon. Uncle Solomon.
Yes, David,
Yes,
Solon
Captain.
Lawrence.
Yeah.
And it's just like blowing a clarion, or clarion, or we want to call it. Gifford Mills is here with that mongrel man.
You big mouth.
You know, you see those who are there. I mean, they're going to have a drink or two.
And you sit
And
down.
the fun, when you grow up and you look back, that is the fun about a drink. Because you see about 5, 6, even up to 10 men, you can call them old men, gather around 1/8 of a bottle of rum.
Oh, really?
And they're sipping it, and like they have no intention of finishing it. However, through that process, they could reminisce about those who've been to Panama, walk on the canal, those who move away from the canal and move up to Maracaibo. Some of them go to Panama, the outskirt, because they move out of the canal. The Panama Canal is there, but that's not the whole of Panama. So it's like you've been drafted to walk on the canal. So we call it Panama Canal, which it is, right? Which was one of the two world waterways that we know a long time now. There might be others, but it was the Panama Canal, then came the Suez Canal. Cousin Gifford and most of his friends that used to sit around this rum talking, they were reminiscing about when they were down there.
And they walked there.
Yes, who walk in the Panama Canal, and then who live and scatter around in the same Panama, and who go to Maracaibo, Bolivia, or Colombia, right? And this is a kind of reminiscence that went on around this age of rum drinking.
I remember Grandpa had this great bench on his step, and we used to go and sit on it, and he would tell us everything about when he walked. I think it's in Aruba.
Yes.
Yes, and then I think he mentioned that he has a brother in Venezuela too.
Yes.
Yeah, so I remember him speaking about these things, and you're just bringing back memories.
Well, again, my grandfather, he left here and he went to Venezuela, sent for his son from Grandbay Street here, who joined him in Venezuela, Maracaibo. They kept in touch, I understand, with their family for a few years until they become Spaniel, so we kind of...
That's what your brother, you said?
No, my uncle.
Your uncle?
My grandfather and
What was his
son.
name?
Nathaniel Joseph Collins.
Nathaniel Joseph Collins. So who are some of the
And
other people?
David Slinger Collins, that was the son.
Okay.
As far as I gather from some of the compatriots, one of them talked about the son, who is David, after a time had acquired a string of houses. He became this kind of land person, buying up old houses and renovating them and things like that. But all this happened in Venezuela.
Okay.
So if we can get to Grandbay Street, Mount Pleasant, Munda, and around the area, those faraway places, it's like when you're in a slow boat to China.
So who are some of the other people you remember in Grandbay or Mount Royal or wherever?
Yes.
In Carriacou?
All right. Well, you want to give you names?
Yes, the names. Let me see.
Right.
Let me test your knowledge.
All right.
Or your memory.
There was a guy, I don't know his real name, but he was Mitchell.
Okay.
We call him Date.
Dates.
I guess that's for David Mitchell.
Okay.
And his input in the discussion around the same rum, this rum will be there prominent, yeah? Okay. And his discussion around the rum will be what you all talking about. You all talking about 6 wonder, I tell all you them is 7 wonder. Panama Canal is a wonder.
That's how they used to go.
You understand? And he reckoned when that was created, when they cut the canal, we talk about 6 wonders of the world. Here is another wonder been added.
Okay.
They did. Call him David Mitchell. Then you have Benji Roberts, master painter. Today,
Mr. Roberts was from where? Was he sure? Or
I
Grandbay?
don't know where you're from, but I know
Okay,
him.
okay.
That's his son house up there, that blue one on top of the yellow one. Benji Roberts.
Oh, right.
And they
up
had
up
painting
there.
contracts for all the government works.
Okay.
He and a man called Isaac Collins. They go and paint all the school in Petite or the church when it was built. The Mount Pleasant Government School when it was built. Benji and this Isaac man, they had the contract painting it and painting all government works.
Okay. You remember what year the school was built?
No,
Not really. Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know if you remember this big building next to Bill's shop. People selling cards and things down below. There used to be the place where you take pictures for the ID cards. That building, it was same Benji and Isaac, they painted that building, that big building.
So in your days, in growing up, do you remember any bakers in your village?
Yes.
Big good pastries?
No, we didn't know nothing about pastry.
All right, so
bread
what you
and
knew?
cake.
Bread and cake. Which one? The 25-cent cake? And tart.
We have bread, salt bread,
Uh-huh.
cake called sweet bread. We had drops. That means you mix the flour with coconut and things like that.
Yeah.
We have fonte, which you get ginger, grind ginger to mix with the flour. We got numerous of little titsy bitsy.
So there was a shop you all used to go and get it, or everybody used to bake at home?
Not everybody, some people, and some people bake and sell. Like my grandmother,
What was her name?
she used to say, Adriana Sylvester.
Okay.
The oven was right there, and she had her customers.
Say, Adriana, say, what you say say long ago for Miss?
For Adriana?
Yes.
Seadri.
Seadri.
Like for instance, here, they say we're going to play marble in Seadri Junction. We're in Seadri Hollow. Because in the flat here, boys come to play marbles. And we're coming from school. Some of the boys who live in Top Hill, they live in Mondor. And those of us who live around here, we gather right here in front of the place there. Play our marbles.
That time Dutch Road.
Of course. Not so selfish as we are today. Fence yourself in. Maybe their marbles could run in the neighbor's yard and things like that. Today we don't do that. Too selfish. You know. And going down the street, Uncle Manny, Anderson Land. That's this first house.
Anderson Land? Right here?
Yes.
Oh, and that's the old kitchen from Mr. Anderson?
Yes. The next house was COP.
COP? I wonder if that's the OP Grandpa used to talk about. OP. Somebody asked me about it, but
Right.
maybe not. COP. Okay, and then Teacher
the
Sam.
other one, Lay Love.
Lay Love.
That's the name. And the other one, Milford Scott.
Milford.
Then there was Teng. That's
Yes,
some
some
Chinese,
names.
T-N-G. It's Japanese, Chinese.
They see that? You hear the name?
Thing kind of ring a bell to me. I wonder about thing now.
Yes. And after Teng, we have Neni.
Nanny.
Right. Her real name was Henrietta. We call her Neni. Neni Keto.
Nanny Keto?
She was a Keto. Yes.
That's my relative?
Don't worry, Keto in there.
Yeah.
Keto is
Mommy
good.
was a Keto.
Good. Right. And our number one rum shop, Sydney Cayenne,
Cayenne.
was on the right hand side there.
Okay.
Continue. Yes, as we were saying, after Tanfate, you're going down Serila, that is Trixie, William Sylvester. Then after that, Sidaki, and then you get to Mills.
That's me.
Yeah, your family, a Mills is a Mills.
A Mills is a
As
Mills.
de Gaulle said, a Frenchman is a Frenchman,
Of course.
right? And Mills, they dominate the bottom of Grandbay Street there. So when we're talking about Grandbay Street, you got Sayadri up the other end, Sylvester, Mills down the bottom there. And when you pass Mills WHM, that's number one tailor in Carriacou at one time when he left Trinidad. He won prize in Trinidad for supreme tailoring down south before he retired back here on Grandbay Street
Okay.
in his own parents' old house. And on the other side was SS, Teacher Sammy.
Ah, my
You know
teacher
that
Sammy.
man. Yes, your teacher Sammy.
My teacher Sammy.
So that's Samuel. And as you go down to the beach, we have Addie's Dream, Teacher Adelaide. That house at the bottom of the street there, on the side of the bay, Teacher Adelaide. You turn right, you're heading Candace in Carriacou. You turn left, you go in Mount Pleasant and you go as far as Talaton Point and you could swim to Candace in Martinique. Continue. Yes, as we were saying, after Tanfate, you're going down Serila, that is Trixie, William Sylvester. Then after that, Sidaki, and then you get to Mills.
That's me.
Yeah, your family, a Mills is a Mills.
A Mills is a
As
Mills.
de Gaulle said, a Frenchman is a Frenchman,
Of course.
right? And Mills, they dominate the bottom of Grandbay Street there. So when we're talking about Grandbay Street, you got Sayadri up the other end, Sylvester, Mills down the bottom there. And when you pass Mills WHM, that's number one tailor in Carriacou at one time when he left Trinidad. He won prize in Trinidad for supreme tailoring down south before he retired back here on Grandbay Street
Okay.
in his own parents' old house. And on the other side was SS, Teacher Sammy.
Ah, my
You know
teacher
that
Sammy.
man. Yes, your teacher Sammy.
My teacher Sammy.
So that's Samuel. And as you go down to the beach, we have Addie's Dream, Teacher Adelaide. That house at the bottom of the street there, on the side of the bay, Teacher Adelaide. You turn right, you're heading Candace in Carriacou. You turn left, you go in Mount Pleasant and you go as far as Talaton Point and you could swim to Candace in Martinique. And so, now, who I didn't mention our gospel home.
Oh no.
It's here right there now.
Right.
But on the, going down on the left hand side of the road, that's where it was.
Oh right. Yes, the old building is. I saw it.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's where I cut my teeth on reading from Genesis to Revelation.
You
In
still
the
go to
gospel
church?
hall.
Oh, you live
Sunday
close.
school.
You live close to you, so mommy said you have to go.
But that's so much, that's the nearest school to us. Yes,
Okay.
Sunday school. And people
Yeah.
come from Top Hill, Mount Pleasant.
So
and they
the
come
school
in.
back then was a big thing, eh?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
remember going to Sunday school in Bel Air, Sister Scott, Grandma's Maureen mommy. Yes, yes.
And we used to try our best to do what we were told. I mean, you develop a bit of discipline from there,
Yes.
right? Okay, and you start to read. You were taught to read.
To pray.
Now
and
we
everything.
got to read Genesis until we finish. We go to read Exodus until we finish, until we get to Revelation.
Wow.
Okay, so by the time, if you stay there long enough, you would have read, that's the girl.
You read
You
the
got it
whole
in one.
Bible.
You got
Did
it in
you?
one.
Did you?
I ain't too sure, but I know from Genesis to Revelation.
Okay.
Maybe I know the start and the finish. The start
And the finish. You don't know about the middle.
You understand?
So I heard that hill, Tibliel?
Tibli, yeah.
Right. So somebody in Gin, you told me you used to go up there to look at Tobago and give the cattle grass, and you know, but you used to
I
go there.
don't
You
know
ever
what-
went there?
Yes.
You
But
went there.
I don't know what Indian saw.
Mm-hmm.
So what he tell you he saw up there,
Uh-huh.
Indian.
But what did you see?
I've been up there. I've picked melons, roast corn, tied sheep and goats and things like
On
that.
that hill?
There's a plateau. It's a flat on top, a table.
Ah. So how people walk up there to plant and
I
walk down
showed you with the
across the
entrance.
reach?
Yes. Because you ride a donkey up there.
Mm.
When it's time to take the crops in, you ride your donkey up there, you break your corn,
Okay.
you cook your donkey,
Yes.
and come down and come up under and go up in Big Road.
Okay. Okay.
You know?
So you had cattle up there too?
No.
Okay.
I won't say trespasser, but I didn't pay rent for anything up there. Okay, I just go there maybe with Indian cousin or something like that.
Okay.
'Cause Indian-
Because I think he said that's Uncle Salon property and
Yes.
you grew up with him. Yeah.
Yes. When Mr. Kent,
Uh-huh.
Edward Kent,
Mhm.
who owns Crixton and sell and things, you know, when Edward Kent was selling, well, you didn't buy a place to put your house.
I wanted them to give me a piece. Go on.
Yes. Well, it's that same Edward Kent.
Uh-huh.
He was in charge, or he owned Tibli
Okay.
and a lot of the surroundings.
All right, in truth.
You
The
understand?
local said that Mr.
Crixton.
Kwashi, he said that Mr. Kent owned part of Grandbay.
Yes.
And there's a plant line?
Of course.
Yes, for Crixton.
We were lime
Yes.
producers.
Yes, I remember that.
We had a crushing mill in Crixton,
Yes.
a
I
crushing
figure-
mill in Dumfries,
Yes.
and I used to pick lime and put it on the side of the road for the truck to take it up. But that's when we had truck. Before truck,
That was big Andrew Chalk?
no. Before truck, I got to put it on my donkey and take it to Crixton.
Mm.
Go
So
down
from
Cooley's.
Grandbay?
Yes, past the
Okay.
Cooley's under the hospital there.
Yes, yes.
take it to Crixton.
Yes, yes. We did
Then
a
we-
drive through up there.
Then we get truck. So we pick it from all the way up here, put it down on the main road with the truck and take it,
And they bring it to
and they take it to the factory.
Okay. So most of
Oh.
the limes went where? Crixton or Dumfries? Or both?
Go both sides. But
It was,
Grandbay lines,
so you used to make
most
a lot
of
of
it.
money online?
girl, I'm making 10 shilling.
And that was plenty money back then?
When you say 10 shilling,
I thought
me
what
a jump and say he making 10,000 shilling in a.
Oh, we good! Girl, when I hear you say, girl,
I'm making,
I'm waiting for
I
the
say, well,
thousands.
10,000.
But that is a lot of money.
That was a lot of money back then.
Of course, of course.
Because my kite twine would have
shilling.
cost me about, if you know about halfpenny, 1 farthing, or a penny, 2 farthing, or 2 pence.
Ooh.
I could get a roll of twine that will meet as far as Victoria House for that 2 pence to fly my kite.
Imagine that.
Most importantly is getting your kite twine and your kite paper.
We go in after the family done pick cotton and they go home. So and them go and cook now. So you and me, we going down cotton the pass, we picking. And we going and sell with 2, 3, 4 pounds of cotton to that man that buying cotton.
Okay.
On the
To
later
get
on.
me quite twine.
So you pick cotton and you also pick lime.
Yeah, limes.
You cut sugar cane too?
No, we didn't. We didn't make sugar cane.
Okay.
Well, I didn't.
Okay.
But we could see where it was.
Right.
The Grandbay,
Right.
yes, that
Because there
mill
were
up
big
there.
things all by, huh?
The mill on the hill.
No.
That's it.
No,
That,
that's not what you were saying.
oh, you know about it? Okay, so on the hill in Grandbay, opposite Sisiri, what was up there? Was it cotton mill then?
No.
Sisiri's.
The cotton mill,
Yes.
the cotton mill I know about, I don't know if you see where, by the fort. The same place where
Old
today,
fort.
where, yes,
Mhm.
Old Fort, there was a cotton mill there.
Okay, I read about it, but
Correct.
I haven't seen it.
When it closed,
Uh-huh.
we transferred the cotton to town. The cotton mill there
Yeah, where the
was right
museum is now.
somewhere around there.
Yes.
Okay. So in my time, it's picking limes,
Mm-hmm.
cotton, peas, and things like that. Growing groundnuts. You have enough to eat, so you're going to dry it, send it to the Grenadians because they don't grow groundnuts as good.
And St. Vincent? Some people told me about going to
Yes.
St. Vincent to sell.
Yes, they may have, but I don't know about that.
Okay.
I know St. Vincent was a supplier of things like bananas and other grown provisions.
Right.
To us.
Right. So somebody said they used to go up, they sell their groundnut and they get the ground provisions,
Right.
whatever, and come down.
That
Yes.
could be
Yes.
check. All right? And so that wasn't my growing up.
You used to jug water?
Yes, man.
From where? Just on the road?
No. Long well.
So you used
If
to
there
go-
is any Grandbay people listening, they go know where Longwell is. Longwell we are in Bering Ground and the Pond Well down by the bay.
Mm. So what you used to do with that water?
Even from Petite.
Petite. Mommy used to tell me she used to draw water from Petite. So from Belly down to
Down
Grandbay.
far with a tub, a 5-gallon
Uh-huh.
container on your head.
Oh my. More people work hard in it.
You call it hard work because you're born soft.
Well, you say the old people work hard there and I hear bucket fall. I say the old people will fall long day and I jump in. I say take fabulous too.
You got scared.
No, don't worry
tell
about
us.
this thing about hard work.
All right, so
That was constructive, man.
yes.
Look at me.
Yes.
84 years on the 23rd of May.
And
And
hard
when
work
me,
hard
and when
going.
me back ain't hurting me, I sure could challenge you in a 100 meters dash.
Wow!
Right, so tell us about jogging water.
Well,
You
as I say, that's how it is.
you
And that is not all.
So wait,
that I
wait.
have to go and do that.
Listen, you used to jog water during the rainy season and dry
No.
season, or just the
No,
dry
no,
season?
no, dry season.
Dry season.
Rainy season, you don't need to draw water. Because
No,
that copper you
so
see
you-
in the back there,
Okay, so
you'll
you
have water and you'll have other things around you.
so you didn't have like cistern,
No,
just a big
some
copper.
people.
Mhm.
Because as early as them guys coming from Colombia,
Mhm.
Panama, and they're building their houses like that old one there.
Aruba.
No, Aruba is yesterday.
Oh, yesterday? Okay.
They're building them houses and they build a little cistern, maybe 12 by 8. Today we're building cistern 20 by 20.
Yeah.
It's true. That is
Right,
true.
and this extension started, as he's indicated, during the Aruba period.
Yeah.
When them guys get laid off or they're still in Aruba, they're building a house like Uncle Manny house and a cistern. So all like me, when I see that and I say I'm going in England, I say I have to build my house like Uncle Manny house and have a cistern.
Right.
And a lot of us, that was our intention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And I took notice of what the Arubians did and say I'm doing that too, or I want to do that too. That was my inspiration.
So that's why you have such a big house.
This not big.
Huge.
You are sure of the amount of children you have?
Listen, you used to do water from ravine?
I think so.
Okay, you know about bleaching clothes?
Yes.
The ladies tell me they used to bleach
Yes,
clothes
yes,
in ravine.
yes.
Your
Yeah.
wife will know about it.
Well, they're washing the clothes there, and they go down with such a load of clothes. They're washing, and they're hanging out to dry while they're still washing. So by the time they finish wash all, they have dry clothes to go home with, and still maybe some damp.
Yeah, somebody told me on Saturday morning, outside by ravine, they full of ladies.
Oh, yes.
That time water
Oh,
coming from the
yeah,
ground, water
yes,
running.
and them time, me and my friends and some of us who have bad habits,
I'm gonna watch
we
them.
riding.
That's how she come about.
We riding slow. We riding slow.
You look like I brought back some memories for you.
Of course, of course.
Yes.
Of course, of
nice,
course.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah.
And so yes, as I said, the evergreen, we had it to the level, right, and well kept.
Right. Oh yes. I
So you
remember
can
Mama.
spread your clothes, you lay them
Yes.
flat.
Mama had that.
You procrastinating?
At 32 time?
That's your time.
You're watching for the
That-
bats.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, and
He was just saying hello to DJ Fabulous on the outside there.
yes,
Yeah, there
that's
you
King
go.
Fab, yeah, man.
King Fabs.
Yes, and going down on the road we had, yes, I mentioned Cousin Sydney Rum Shop. Say honey, supply shop. But yeah, say that because it wasn't rum, but maybe a bit of rum, rice, sugar, flour, etc., etc. And we had tangerine.
You look like you have a lot of information, you know.
Not telling you I know.
Most
What?
importantly,
It's not
Listener?
info.
don't procrastinate.
I know, but listen, the way he going and going, it looked like we had to do 4, 5, 6 interviews with him. Yes, let's go.
No, what I'm telling you, I just telling you about people in the street, like Tangerine, Tan Rosie, right? Cirilla. And we had TWS, Trixie William Sylvester. He was in Panama, a Grandbay. The story goes like this.
I'm listening.
He was an egghead. He got so bright he thought he was. That he did what he did, and he did what he did. This is the story I'm telling you. It's a second hand. I don't know that.
Right.
That they locked him up in Panama. And when they go to take him out, he wasn't there. The cell was empty.
He disappeared?
Yes.
How did that?
They have it here that they open a trunk on the jetty or in Grandbay or wherever.
He was inside it?
And a lot of clothes on Trixie.
Did Jad Solomon will do that?
No, that's only a joke, Trixie. And we don't dwell on that. Just take that as it is. And,
Leave it alone.
yeah. They say he's a magician. And he rode away from Panama, from the authorities. And,
Really?
Yes.
So he come here in a trunk?
And, well, he used to walk about like a crazy man. Now you're calling people with their hair rasta. That's how he had his hair.
Okay.
At the time, Trixie, she was afraid of him.
Okay.
Think he's a crazy man. And that's where I learned numeration. You might think I'm joking. Or that's where I learned to recite. Maybe I even know. Because listening to him, down on the hill there, he goes up there, Crubble, heading to Calvas to Tivoli. He's there in the morning. And he's saying the same thing they're saying today in the World Health Organization people who are petitioning them, why don't you allocate X amount to the starving people? Trixie was preaching. All we need is 99,999,999 pounds. And that will see Grenada and part of the West Indies good. And that's what it does. It goes like this. You know, we say crazy. He wasn't crazy, but he wasn't.
He wasn't normal either.
He was
999.
999.
Say that again.
999,999,999 pounds.
Oh. That was about Trixie.
That is a lot of 99s.
Yeah.
You may have read about his brother, a man that was running Craigston before Kent come and he ran away. Cephas Sylvester.
Cephas Sylvester. I'm not sure.
That's his little brother.
Okay.
And he was in charge of Craigston.
Ah.
And he think he bright, but he can't touch brothers. He used to call them brothers.
Which one, the 900?
Yes, that's right. The girl picking up quick one.
Quick one. She's very quantic.
You're not so quantic enough to vent the kids.
She is very quantic.
Yes, that's good. Because we got his brother here. Yeah, because we got his brother here, man. Yes. Yeah, the 999, right down.
All right.
Trixie William Sylvester.
Okay. Nice.
And they say,
Oh, we go.
he landed in a white suit, but without his trunk.
Okay.
And then the trunk came. Oh, the trunk came. They opened the trunk, they find eggs in it or something.
Baile?
Before Trixie come, dressed in a white or cream suit. And then they hearing on the news that Trixie break jail in Panama.
Trixie just
Oh,
end up
yeah.
here?
Mhm.
Wow. Okay.
As I say, so I hear.
So you head, so you sell it.
That's right.
Yes.
Cheap.
Okay. Well, I think it's getting a bit dark on the outside. It was great chatting with you, and definitely we'll be back again, because
Yeah, and don't forget how you came.
and I'll be coming
You can
back.
double.
Of course, we'll be working with that.
Triple this time.
Yes, that's okay. And you see, basically that's why we're asking people to tip,
Exactly.
This is where it
Because
goes.
this is what we do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course.
All right. So
Yes.
Thank you very
much. Kazu, update you online.
we'll take you. We'll probably take you on a field trip somewhere, and you'll show us. Might just take you to Tivoli.
Me? Hey, when I used to come on vacation, I used to go halfway.
Okay.
Because we got 2 acres there when Kent was selling ours, right? And this is when I used to come on vacation.
Okay.
So I used to visit there.
Right.
And down by the beach behind Hilton, we got 2 acres there too, all from Kent.
So you have
Right?
one.
And then after maybe 10 years, that's when Uncle Solon and them buy out.
Oh,
When
okay.
Kent was cleaning up.
Okay.
And he might tell Uncle Solon, you give me $200 or $2,000, Tivoli and all its surrounding areas. And he sell Tivoli, then Sabazan, where you see George is there, his grandfather bought it for his father. or
British?
His father. No, British was dissected before even Edward Kent.
Okay.
British would have been dissected immediately after the slaves were released.
Okay. I think the McIntosh family bought it, and
They
divided.
too would have got some.
And the Kwashi.
Yeah.
Well, they're British.
Same. Yeah. Same.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was in the early days. Ken is modern day because I know about it. All right, because when my grandparents, when I say we, I mean all of us. Yeah.
So we'll
Don't
definitely
worry.
have to come back to you again so we can continue this discussion.
Just remember we're coming.
Of course, we'll be bringing more.
No
Now we come in Trump.
No,
This time.
procrastination.
No procrastination.
All right, so thank you very much. You've been very, very informative, and as I said, we'll be back again.
Well, it's a
Me
good
cousin-in-law.
Every time you say cousin-in-law, the smile get wider.
Seal the deal.
Seal the deal.
All right.
Okay, Miss Mills, you did
Okay, Miss
wonderful.
Mills.
You did wonderful. And I'm still taking a sneak peek. There she runs. There she runs.
Take it right back.
There
Take
she
it back.
runs.
You guys say you're gonna shoot in the back.
You don't have to say to just do it. All right, Missy.
I got you already, don't worry.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's in front of the people.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, so to Andrew and others who will be viewing this, thank you very much to everyone. Thank you for viewing. Remember, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and tip.
And tip us.
Have
We'll
a
bring it to
wonderful
you.
evening.
And Esther,
Esther?
show Zebby.
Ah, okay.
Nice.
Ah, lovely.
Okay.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.